Hello and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranj and today I will be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC Vegas 22. Brunson versus Holland. These are the early prelim picks. We had one fight cancel. So I did have a 4-fight show. But Johnny Eduardo, Anthony Burchak, I'm assuming somebody got COVID, so that's not happening. Last week, I'll give you a little, transparency on how I did last week. I did bad, but I don't care, because I didn't have anybody drop out of my Patreon, that's for sure. But anyway, I went 5, 6, and we had those 2 no contests. So those were pushes. So I didn't lose money on those. 5 and 6 though, I did lose overall money. I lost, I think, roughly 200. I think somewhere in the ballpark, but I don't know. I'm a degenerate. I got all sorts of other action. But I think at the end of by Sunday when I woke up, my bankroll was $200 less than it was the night before. So yeah, 200. Okay, anyway, that was last week. Let's move on. What was good though, another person that has a Patreon that has claimed to have never had a bad week, that's said to have always gone at least 500, meaning, win at least half of them. This time, he didn't fare so well either. He was the one that banned me from his Patreon. And when the thing is, I already paid for the month, so you can ban me, but I still can read all the stuff. And it was kind of, I don't like to celebrate other people's misery, but it was a little karmic justice, if you will. Because I was reading his the guy, he wanted to put me in the ground and make me look brown, put me in the dirt, make it real hurt. I don't know, whatever. But he's only all you phonies and clowns, you better not mess around. I'm here to stick around, all that good stuff. Anyway, this guy, so saying he banned me because the last week I just give him a jab in the ribs. I give him just a joking, like a haha, just joke, I can take a joke and a little criticism. Look I did horrible last week. Go ahead and jab. But I don't claim that I'm the best around. No one's gonna ever take me down. And I'll whatever. Anyway, this guy, he went, I'm not 100%, but I think he only got 3 picks right. He maybe more than that, but definitely less than half. Definitely less than half. And what I found was amusing was in his comments, people were like, yeah, man, thanks for your time and stuff, but after this weekend, I've discovered gambling is not for me. All this money I've lost, I could have gave to a homeless person. I could have done so much more with it. That's so much more beneficial. This has opened my eyes to why gambling is bad. And then the same guy, in his little, I read the comments, he was like, I really think you should consider returning to your old $100,000 a year job, because this is no way to try to live your life. I'm so sorry, man. I can't help but chuckle, because it was kind of karmic justice, because the guy was talking so much mad trash about me, and I didn't do anything, saying, oh, I'm not even gonna say anything stupid on your page because you and your 20 followers, I'm not even gonna give you that clout, that clickbait, whatever, I don't know. But anyway, regardless, he did worse than I did. I'm pretty sure of it, so ha ha ha. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. Let's move on. We've got, because that opening fight, Johnny Eduardo, Anthony Burchak, was canceled, we're moving right to the flyweight fight between JP Bays. I know it says Buys, but He's a South African. I believe it's pronounced Bays. That's what I've heard a lot of these handicappers been saying. He's taking on Bruno Silva, the Bulldog. JP Bays, young savage. Like I said, he's from South Africa, but now he is fighting out of Fortis MMA in Dallas, Texas. You know Fortis MMA, they have like a lot of big names out of there. Ryan Spann, Great White, Alex Moreno, Damon Jackson, Jeff Neal. I can't remember everybody, but Diego Ferreira. Anyway, Fortis MMA is a good school. And JP is the favorite here, minus 181. He has a record of 9 wins, 2 losses as a professional. His last win, oh man, I have to press pause. His last win was the Contender Series win, guillotine choke against Jacob Silva. All right, no relation to Bruno, not that I know of. If it was, that would be killer. That would be awesome. But JP Bays, yeah, his last win, guillotine choke, Contender Series win. Bruno Silva, the underdog here, plus 156. A little bit older. He's 31. JP Bays is 24. Bruno Silva's got a record of 10-5-2. His last fight was a loss against Tajir Ulanbekov, a unanimous decision loss to Ulanbekov. He fights out of Fight Ready, another good school. They're out of Scottsdale, Arizona. That has Henry Cejudo, Frankie Saenz, who is also a coach there, Drakkar Klose, Hunter Azur, Chang Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. These are all potential training partners for Bruno Silva because fights out of Fight Ready in Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay. Taking the young savage, we've got it's your boy, eBays. He does that every show, and he says that's for the cap. That's for Capper. I appreciate eBay's awesome. That's I look forward to it. Then taking Bruno Silva, not Jacob. Jacob's brother, Bruno. I don't know if they're not related. I'm willing to bet. I'm a gambler. We've got MMA Guru, not Prediction Guru, the one with the knit cap from the UK. He's saying Bruno Silva by decision. Then we've got MMA Fortune Teller, the teller. He's the guy from Miami, lives, Coconut Creek, Florida, because he lives right down the road from American Top Team. Taking Silva, we have Vlad from UFC Celebrities and Classics. He's my boy. We do the 10 o'clock Saturday morning show. One of these days he's not going to be able to make it. I'm going to have to replace him with somebody. But for right now, he's awesome. He's a cat lover. Big cat lover. He'll tell you, he don't care. He's proud of it. Thinks they're the cutest animal in the world. Vlad, good on ya. Meow. And finally, for the tiebreaker, we've got the professional, I like to call him, the best interviewer in the business, James Lynch. He's taking JP Bays. Also, on his own accord, he says he is not the best handicapper. He only goes by prior knowledge. He doesn't, and just gut feeling and stuff like that. But whatever. I still like James Lynch's. I like his picks, and he managed to have the tiebreaker and take JP Bays. I'm also gonna side with Young Savage from South Africa, AFRICA, with his girlfriend is also fighting on the card, Cheyenne Bays. Cheyenne is not South African. She met him, though, while she was fighting or something. Now they are the fighting duo. Now that the De La Rosas fell off, who we got? We got Drakkar Klose and his girl, Courtney Casey. And then we have Yana Kunitskaya and Diego Santos. And then now the buys, JP and Cheyenne. Because Mark is out of the UFC. And I'm not really sure about, what's the other one? What's her name? Mark Carolyn? No, De La Rosa. What the? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. It's just brain fart right now. That's when like a gas bubble gets right in the neurons of your brain, the axons. There's little axons and neurons. The information goes through them. A brain bubble, it's called brain fart. It'll come to me though. Anyway. De La Rosas. The De La Rosas. Anyway, I'm taking JP buys in this. And I think he'd probably get it done. We're going to just go decision. Okay. Moving on. Next, we've got the female Batman weight fight between Julija, Alvia, the Raging Panda, and Julija Stoliarenko. Julija. The J's, I think, are silent, except for, I don't know if it works, both of them are Yaz, like Julija. And Julia Alvia, I know that's how you say it. She's from Oklahoma. She's a geologist, actually. Well, right now, because of COVID, she's now a full-time fighter because, the pandemic, she's not an essential worker, so her job pretty much got cut. So now she can focus all her time for training, and the Raging Panda is fighting out of Oklahoma Martial Arts Academy. I looked on Tapology. I didn't recognize any of the folks. I think there's only her and like two other people. I think they made both. No, it was a guy and then an amateur fighter, I think. Or maybe it's just her and a guy. And the guy was nobody I knew. I think he's a regional fighter. But anyway, she comes in here off a loss to Sijara Eubanks, a unanimous decision loss where Sijara Eubanks pretty much wrestled after. My kids are in the other room, so I can't say the F word, because Nora will come in here and start screaming at me. I heard that. And she's a big favorite here. Minus 375 for Julija, the Raging Panda. Minus 375. Let's talk about Julija Stoliarenko. Julija Stoliarenko, she is a Lithuanian. She fights out of a training camp called Fighter House. Once again, I think it's like the only one in Lithuania, and no names on that list that I knew of. She's coming off a loss against Yana Kunitskaya, one of my favorite female fighters, because of her great victory over Ketlin Vieira a couple weeks back. Oh, gotta love her. Anyway, she's coming off a unanimous decision loss to Yana Kunitskaya. I do remember watching that fight, and let me tell you guys, today I watched an interview with John Hyun Ko and Alvia, and another interview with our buddy James Lynch with Alvia, and then I watched a post interview for Julija Stoliarenko, and I don't even watch tape, but I watched a fight, an Invicta fight between Julija Stoliarenko and Lisa Verzosa. It was split decision victory for Stoliarenko. And let me tell you, that fight was bloody. She split that girl, Lisa, she split her right, bad. And she was bleeding. They kept fighting and went to a split decision, but things like round 2, cracked her wide open, and there was just blood flying everywhere. It's kind of, I wasn't really getting queasy, but a man with a lesser stomach would be getting queasy. But anyway, yeah, that was a killer fight, and I was like, wow, this girl is tough. And let me tell you what, see those 9-4-1? I think 8 of those are by armbar submission. But in the interview with one of the two, I think John Hyun Ko, she knows. She's like, yeah, I guarantee she's gonna be searching for some armbar. So I'm keen to that. But I don't know that Invicta fight against that what was her last name? I wrote it down. Lisa Verzosa. That she was scrapping, throwing hard elbows and knees and kicks to the head, and I was impressed with Stoliarenko. Plus 300 underdog she is. A plus 300 underdog for the Lithuanian. Just saying. I soaked in a lot of info today about these two females. All right, now, let's see. Let's see what the cappers have to say. Nora, are you in the other room? Nora, are you in there? Yeah. All right. Taking Julija, Alvia, we've got Vlad. We're going to start out from the bottom, go up. Vlad from CNC celebrities, UFC celebrities and classics, taking Alvia. Then we've got the interviewer, the professional, James Lynch. He's saying Alvia by decision. He thinks they can tough it out together. I'm telling you, be careful. Be careful with her. Then we've got MMA Guru also taking Alvia. MMA Guru literally flipped a coin. He flipped it twice, actually. He flipped it once for Alvia, then he flipped it again just to make sure, and again took Alvia for the second. It landed on, I don't know if it heads Alvia, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, he flipped. Check it out. Link's going to be in the description when I'm done. MMA Fortune Teller also taking the heavy favorite here. I mean, minus 375. All these guys are like, oh, too wide to bet. Well, so they're just taking a side. Then finally, we've got it's your boy, eBay's taking Alvia by decision, making this a full capper consensus. Sorry. You're not gonna come? No? Guess not. A full capper consensus. These are lucky pearls. Pearl of Wisdom taught me this stance. A full capper consensus is when all the handicappers in the show take the same side. And in this case, everybody's taking the Raging Panda, Julija Alvia, to beat Julija Stoliarenko. Except I'm gonna be the contrarian. I think you guys felt me leaning that way anyway, because I like Julija here. Yeah, she is coming off that loss to Yana Kunitskaya, but I watched the fight before that, and I'm telling you, she was a beast. And it shouldn't have even been split decision. She knows that she's not an American fighter. She's like, I don't like it when it goes to decision because they're always going to choose. And Lisa, what's her name? Lisa Verzosa, she was an American fighter. She's like, that's why, see, even the decision tonight, it should have been unanimous, but they always go for the American fighter. That's why I can't rely on decision. I have to get things done. And she knows Alvia is an American, and she knows they're fighting in Vegas. She knows all this, and she knows the odds are stacked against her. That's why she's going to submit her and finish this so it doesn't go in the hands. I watched a post-fight interview because none of these James Lynch didn't interview her that I saw. John Hyun Ko, he didn't interview her. I watched a post-fight interview from Invicta days. And yeah, I'm taking her by submission. Let's get that arm bar. Let's get it, girl. Get that arm bar. She's quick with it too. She'll get it from anywhere. She'll roll her. Like Yana Kunitskaya was. She was in that fight. She was trying. Stoliarenko was trying. I think she sharpened her game though. I think she's gonna box a little bit. I think she's gonna throw some of those powerful elbows and kicks and then maybe take it down to the ground and go for that armbar. Anyway, I'm going with the plus the 3-1 underdog. Get paid. My $10 bet, pay back $30 on that fight. Yeah, that's right. Boom! Proudly. Finally. I'm sorry. You know what? At least I don't have a Patreon, so I'm not charging for these picks. So fade, tail, don't care. Don't care. Because I got not a dime into it. Well, just my own money into it. I don't have any reputation online. I have nobody paying me for picks. You understand? If they're paying me for picks, I would probably go Alvia. I mean, but they're not paying. Nobody's paying me for picks. Nobody at all. Nobody at all. Thank God I'm not a Patreon guy. I went 5-6-2 last week. I think a lot of guys would be pretty upset. I'd be giving 3-paragraph explanations of why I lost and all the excuses, and then I would give. Remember when here's the one from 2 weeks ago. Look at how good I did here. Yeah, I did a lot of that. And there's still 2 more weeks left of this month, so I'm going to make your money back. I hope he does. I hope he does. I really do. I don't hate. I hope there's enough glory for everybody to, it's us versus the bookies, as Lock of Night would say. Anyway, I just try to stay clear of the drama, but the drama chases me like a dark cloud. Just leave me alone, drama. Next we've got Montel Jackson taking on Jesse Strader. Oh, this is another look at the biggest favorite on the card. Montel Jackson is a -650. Straiter is a +475. And in this fight, we've got Montel Jackson fights out of Pure Vita BJJ MMA out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. People out of notable names from his gym are Zach Atau, also a coach, Rick Glenn, and Jamie Simmons, the Afro Samurai. Those guys are notable names. There's probably some more, but I didn't go through the whole list. I just jotted it and got down quickly. It's right before lunch break. So, anyway, Montel Jackson's coming off a loss, a unanimous decision loss to Brett Johns. He's Welsh, I do believe. Am I right? I think so. Okay. Jesse Strader. He is fighting out of SoCal Fight Factory. No notable names there. There's a female fighter that's a pro there. Her name is Danielle Taylor. She's not. I mean, I looked at her little past, and she had some names on the card. I didn't write them down or anything, so I don't know. But also, he fights out of some place called Chemo's Fight Factory. I don't know. That's also in California, but there is no fighters listed there. So anyway, Strader, he's coming off. He's out of the Combate. This will be his UFC debut. Fighting out of Combate, his last fight was a win against Isaiah Batson Gonzalez. And yeah, I did watch today Jesse Strader. I watched an interview with him, and I tell you what, it was John Hyun Ko, I do believe, interview with Jesse Strader, and that dude, Jesse Strader, he's dope, man. He said he wanted to fight his whole life. He's like a natural athlete, just been athletic throughout his entire life. But he couldn't afford to go to like an MMA school, so he took took wrestling, because he knew at that time most of the champs in the UFC had wrestling background. So he did high school wrestling because it was free. But while he was in high school, his parents saw that he was doing fairly well, and he was like, he's going to do good in this. He's decent wrestler. This is where he's putting his heart into this. It's where he wants to be. And he started taking jiu-jitsu, and then that matured into full out, mixed martial arts. But he does like striking. That's he claims his core is striking. That's his core. Tacoma, what are you doing here, buddy? Go, get out. Go. So anyway, that was a pretty good interview, John Hyunko. I think I'll throw that in the description of this video. Anyway, enough said. Let's go. Let's throw down these cappers. Get this board dirty. So, we've got the interviewer, James Lynch. He said there's no bet for him here because that line is stupid big. I watch James Lynch live Monday mornings at 11. He does a Q&A on Thursdays. Also, I am a Patreon or a patron, so you know that guy I was talking smack about. Well, it's not James Lynch. I think you're smart enough to know it's not him. I think most of you guys that watch these handicapping videos and watch my stuff know who I'm talking about. But anyways, I just find it hilarious. I've had enough saying not even his name, but just mentioning him. I just get a kick out of it. It's all funny. James Lynch, no bet. Okay, MMA Guru with the knit cap. This is his lock of the card. He is most confident pick. Lock. I just put lock. Okay, for the knit cap, British MMA Guru, lock of the card. He's predicting, instead of lock, I'm just going to put, because he's predicting third round finish. So we'll just put MMA Guru third, okay? Then we've got the MMA Fortune Teller, the Teller. He's got a little rap song in the beginning of his thing. Crystal ball and fortune teller. I don't know how it goes, whatever. Then we've got it's your boy, eBay's. eBay's saying his second round TKO. And finally, Vlad from UFC Celebrities and Classics. He said something like, he always does the safe, I think it's going to go over 1.5 rounds. Well, yeah, Vlad, come on. That's like a minus 400 odd that it goes over 1.5 rounds. If you're going to do over under, do the 2.5. Is it going to go the distance? This one he might have said it's going to go the distance. I don't know. But I know he does a lot of those safe over 1.5 round bets. I don't know. It's just, then he's like, what if I have to take a side? I'll take Jackson. So he always like, if I have to take, yeah, Vlad, you do. Every time you have to take a side. If I have to, yes, you do. Can I kiss your cat? Oh, Vlad, you're the best. You rock. Anyway, this is another full capper consensus. Once again, throwing more pearls, and Nora's too lazy to come out and do the consensus dance with Daddy. Are you coming? You gonna do it? How's your belly? Still sick? Well, you can't have ice cream. You have an upset belly. Tell me what a full capper consensus is, sick girl. Music.
A full capper consensus is when all the cappers pick one team or one guy.
Or girl. In this case, everybody is taking Montel Jackson.
You mean woman?
Yeah, or girl.
No.
Girls fight too. What's a woman and what's a girl?
A woman, a grown girl.
A woman is a grown girl.
Yeah.
Well, how old's a girl? When do you stop being a girl and become a woman? 20? 20? Well, there's fighters that are less than 20 years old. So are they girls? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nora, for just letting me know that I could say girl when it's a female fight. Okay. So,
Daddy, look at my small window.
once again, I'm being contrarian.
Look at how small she is.
I see that.
She's
I'm taking the guy from Combate. All right. At plus 475, Jesse Strader. Because, I'm going to tell you, I'm biased because of the interview. And I watched him on, I followed his Instagram and his Twitter. And, I don't follow him. Maybe I do now. I don't know. But I looked at his Instagram and Twitter because of MMA Fortune Teller. He's the one that pointed it out to me. The link will be in the description. MMA Fortune Teller, during his show, threw up a Twitter or Instagram thing from Strader that said, sacrificing all this time I could have spent with my family. And he's like, I've been putting all my heart and soul into this. I'm really looking forward to this. This is my opportunity. I'm not going to blow it. And man, it was kind of inspiring. I love rooting for the underdog. And at plus 475, oh, you bet, sure I will root for the underdog here. Yeah, I'm not going to say Montel Jackson. I'm not, throwing shade on him. He's a good fighter. But man, this Strader, I like his heart. I like that he's putting everything he's got into this. You didn't even mention that whole sacrificing my time with the family. That's a big deal. I don't know.
You don't sacrifice your time with the family because I'm always here.
Yeah, I do sacrifice some of my family time.
Yeah.
You know I do, some of it. Okay, so I'm taking Strader. I think he's gonna do it by TKO. That's right. That's right, because you know what? He said he's going to. I know they always say that, and of course, a confident fighter is always going to say that in an interview. He's not going to say, "Oh, well, you know what?" Julija Alvia, she said she thinks Stoliarenko is too tough to knock out, but she's going to beat the hell out of her.
She's not walking up the steep hill.
Yeah. All right, Nora, that's enough. Okay, so to recap. Time check. Bedtime's gotta be. What time is it?
Can I have ice cream?
Hold on. All right. To recap, I've got PJ, JP. I'm sorry, JP. Young Savage buys, beating Bruno Silva by decision with the majority of the cappers, the tiebreaker there. But then I'm going all against them. I'm going against all the cappers with these huge underdogs. What am I, crazy?
Yeah.
I know it. I am crazy, but I'm going to be rich crazy after this parlay goes in. I'll be crazy rich. Anyway, I'm taking the big upset. I'm taking Julija Stoliarenko to beat Raging Panda Julija Alvia. I think she's gonna find that armbar. I do, even though Julija Alvia knows it's coming, she sees it's coming. She's gonna. What?
You went too much food sometimes.
She sees it coming, but she's still gonna. Stoliarenko's gonna get it. I think she's gonna get the armbar after a little bit of her own fierce stand-up. Go, you guys watch that Invicta fight with Stoliarenko. Oh, she's a good fighter. She's a beast. Very underrated, in my opinion. And then finally, another huge upset. Biggest one on the card. I've got Jesse Strader, Mr. I'm sacrificing time with my family. It was like Yeah, I didn't even. I don't know how to. He seemed like he's ready. He's not gonna blow this chance. You know, when opportunity knocks, he's definitely answering this door. He's psyched for this. He said when they called him up, he was his agent or whoever was saying like, "Hey, are you sitting down?" He's like, "No, I'm standing up. I'm training." Yeah, he was already training. He's like, "Well, good, because you're up in 2 weeks." Woo! Oh yeah, sends chills to my body just saying. I'm gonna put that interview on the link in the description. Also, check that out too. So there you have it. Gather the info. Place those bets and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to give me that thumbs up, that like. Feel free to comment. I'll check all that stuff out. Hit the bell. I'm going to cover every fight on this card as best I can. And then, yeah. Good luck on these bets. I'll see you next episode.